Hello, sim racers. Welcome back to the Fixed Setup Oval Racing Guide for Week 10 here in Season 2. It is COTA week, baby. Circuit of the Americas. I'm sure everyone is just thrilled about that being the track of choice for A Fixed, B Fixed, and C Fixed this week. Hey, if you're not into road course racing, at least we got ARCA at Dover. And I wanted to talk about the overall state of these videos. I want to talk about the Fixed Setup Oval Racing Guide, and you're just going to see some generic B-roll footage of my 24 Hours of Lemons race from Sonoma Raceway earlier in April while I'm talking. So hopefully that entertains you. But no video last week for Dover. I know a lot of people were disappointed about that. I was disappointed about that. But I talked about this on stream over on my Twitch channel a little bit last week, and I'll just sum it up for you. I don't want to take up too much of your time with this. Basically, the Fixed Setup Oval Racing Guide, when it first came out, focused on NASCAR content only. So ARCA, C Fixed, B Fixed, and A Fixed. And over time, as the series became more popular, I added in other series to cover to reach a wider audience, I guess. People were asking in the comment section for street stocks, and they were asking for super late models. And so I started adding those series in, and what I didn't realize at the time, but I realize now, was that I was just trying to shoehorn too much content into these videos, and the net effect was the videos were less helpful to everybody who watched. I was trying to reach a bigger audience, but it was quantity over quality, and I really noticed that the quality of the videos dropped off significantly. And the greater effect that it had was it took way more time to make each video. Every week would just take more and more time between me recording laps for 8 different series, my editor taking the time to record B-roll and put it all together, and it just became more than I ever wanted it to be. And it hurt the quality of the video, and that's the worst thing that could have happened. So I started really just not enjoying recording these videos, to put it quite honestly. And that's a terrible thing to feel when you only make one video a week. I think you should enjoy it, right? Like, if you don't enjoy what you're doing, why are you doing it? So I had to take some time, reflect on it, think about it, and think about what best served me and the community of what I was trying to do with these videos. And inevitably, what I came back to was simplicity. I need to go back to basics on these videos, make them more simple, more easy to engage with, and just more helpful. I don't feel these videos have been helpful at all for a number of weeks, despite what I see in the comments section, and I'm so glad that they are helpful. But to me, I just feel like I'm missing the mark. Those who have been around, the OGs of the channel, remember that the qualifying laps would, pause and show turn-in points and braking points and throttle points and talk about the lap. Now, or lately, it's just been thrown together and not much discussion, not much to it. Just try to get the videos done and not make them a half an hour long. So all I'm saying is it's gotten more just untamed than I ever could have imagined, and I don't like that. So here's what we're doing. We're going to cut out everything that I've added recently. So we're going back to basics. It's going to be ARCA, it's going to be C Fixed, B Fixed, A Fixed, and NiS. And that's it. And this is a tough week to come back to because it's COTA, and I'm not good at road courses. And I think a lot of people are going to be avoiding this week. But going forward, especially when it's all oval stuff, it's going to be more in-depth, more informative, more educational, back to how they used to be. So I appreciate you sticking it out. Thank you so much for watching these videos. They've helped the channel grow immensely, and I'm so thankful for that, so appreciative of that. But we've got a lot more that we can do. And I know there's a big audience out there of people looking for help, and that's who I want to reach. I want to reach people who want to be helped. And I think my content can do that. So that's what I'm going to focus on. And now, with all that being said, let's get into this week's video. It's COTA and Dover. The ARCA Menard Series goes to the Monster Mile, Dover International Speedway, for a 45-lap race that takes place at 3 p.m. in Sim. This is a really fun racetrack sometimes. The ARCA East Series ran here in the real world last week, and it was not a great race, especially if you were a right front tire. They had, 2, 3, 4 right front tire failures. Raja Karuth, who frequents the Iracing service, he had his own right front go down while running in the top 10. Really unfortunate, hard hit for him, but thankfully he was okay. But you just hate to see races get overshadowed by tire failures. Come on, General Tire, get it together. But we get to do it ourselves now this week in the ARCA car, and you're going to find out real quick, if you've never seen this racetrack before, just how treacherous it can be. It's called the Monster Mile for a good reason. You will find out why. For this qualifying run that I'm about to show you, I used a 14-to-1 steering ratio and 64% brake bias, but you don't really use the brakes here. My lap time was a 22.927. All right, let's take a look at the qualifying lap here now from the exterior. Get a good run off of turn 4, full throttle all the way. Two things you're looking for here as we go into turn 1. The last logo on the pit wall, that blue logo, is going to be your turn-in point away from the outside wall. The next thing you're looking for is where to lift off the throttle. That's right here at this green cone at the exit of pit road. Lift off the throttle a little bit, get down to the bottom, and then get back to the gas without letting the car slide up too much as you exit turn 2. Next thing you're looking for here, your turn-in spot for 3. It's going to be this last shadow on the ground from the light pole. Look for that. Turn away from the wall there. And then you're off throttle right about here before you get to the barrel at the inside wall. Again, down right to the bottom. Hold throttle as much as you can. Power out up against the wall. I didn't get quite out to the wall here, but that's good enough. So there's a look at ARCA at Dover. It's going to be brutal out there. Just remember, self-cleaning racetrack. If the cars start spinning up the track, it's going to come back down the track. It always happens. People will get tight, smack the wall out of 2. People will get loose, smack the wall out of 4. It's inevitable. Just be aware of what's going on out there. You see a car start to do this right here? Well, be ready to evade them. It's the Monster Mile. It will chew you up. It will spit you out. And with any luck, you just might win one of these things.
And for one last time, it's lights out and away we go!
Home of the U.S. Grand Prix, it's the Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas, and now it opens its doors to NASCAR. 3.426 miles, 20 turns, one of the most technical and demanding racetracks in all of North America. C Fixed, B Fixed, and A Fixed all will be taking place at this track this week. And real-life NASCAR heads there this weekend. A lot of unknowns, a lot to be prepared for. This track will push you to your absolute limits. So, let's take a look at it, highlight some of the key details and important notes about this big facility so that you can jump into it as prepared as possible. Let's take a look at the track map here for Circuit of the Americas. Disregard the speeds that are listed here. These are, I think, for F1 cars, definitely not stock cars. So, Circuit of the Americas, 11 turns to the left, 9 turns to the right. And when you go down the start-finish straight, by the time you get up to turn 1, you will have experienced over 130 feet of elevation change. Absolutely nuts. Turn 1, a very slow left-hander. After that, back down the hill for a sweeping right-hander at turn 2. Up next, a set of corners modeled after Silverstone's Maggots Beckett's Chapel Complex. That's turns 3, 4, 5, and 6. Left, right. Very challenging in a stock car to get it to do that. You're going to have to be very patient with the throttle as you navigate these turns. Turns 7 and 8 are loosely modeled after the Senna S's found at Interlagos. Turns 9 and 10 are a pair of left-hand turns that will set you up for a great passing zone into the hairpin of turn 11. Turn 11 is a slow left-hander, almost a hairpin, if you will, and the way that you attack this sets you up for the long back straightaway. Getting out of this turn is absolutely crucial because it leads to one of the best passing zones on the entire track into turn 12. The backstretch at Circuit of the Americas clocks in at an astonishing 3,333 feet long. This is a great place to get a draft from the car in front of you, pull out a line, and try and get that pass done before a hard braking zone for the left-hander of turn 12. Turns 13 and 14 are a pair of double right-handers that are modeled after Hockenheim's stadium section. So again, more F1 influence here at COTA. It's a short sprint out of 14 to set up for the slowest part of the entire lap, turn 15. This is a multi-apex turn with a very sharp apex in the second half of it that leads out onto the straightaway to set up for turn 16. A multi-apex corner mirrored after Istanbul Park's famous turn 8 in Turkey. Turn 16, 17, and 18 is just a long, continuous sweeping right-hander. The penultimate corner of the lap, turn 19, is a sweeping left-hand turn. Be careful not to overextend the track limits on exit. Very easy to do here. One final left-hand turn for turn 20 will terminate the lap onto the start-finish straight. It's important to note that the timing line is actually just past the rumble strip as you exit turn 20. There's another line further down the front stretch by the bridge before the hill. That's not where the lap ends. That's where it is for Formula 1 cars. But for the stock cars, it's right at the exit of turn 20.
Thankfully, here at the Fixed Setup Oval Racing Guide, we have access to a wonderful road course ringer. We will bring him back again to help us figure out Circuit of the Americas. Let's hand the keys of the show over to Nate Stewart. Go over to Nate's Twitch channel, drop a follow, make sure if you see him live, say thanks for the video!
C Fixed goes for 14 laps, and on this qualifying lap, Nate used a 10-to-1 steering ratio, 57% brake bias. His lap time was 2 minutes, 20 seconds, .782. B Fixed goes 1 lap longer than C Fixed, 15 laps around COTA. For this run, Nate used, again, 10-to-1 steering ratio and 57% brake bias. His lap time, 2 minutes 20 seconds, .142. And finally, A Fixed goes for 18 laps around Circuit of the Americas. Again, for this lap, Nate used a 10-to-1 steering ratio with 57% brake bias. The lap time, 2 minutes 17.632. NiS is 34 laps in length, and I don't know what else to tell you other than good luck, because that's a long race. Very, very long race. I can't imagine anyone other than pure enthusiasts are going to show up for this one. But if you do go out there, everything about A Fixed applies just the same. 10-to-1 steering ratio, 57% brake bias. Oh boy. Good luck. And there you have it. Week 10 of the Fixed Setup Oval Racing Guide is complete. I hope that you enjoyed today's video, found the information to be helpful as you tackle the challenge at Circuit of the Americas. Again, thank you so much for your patience while I got this series ironed out and back to a more manageable state. I had a blast making this video, editing it myself. Let me know down in the comment section below what you thought. Was this more helpful than past videos? I really hope it was. Also, if you liked the video, make sure to leave a thumbs up on it. It really does let me know that I'm doing a good job, and if it's not good, leave a thumbs down on it. That tells me I need to do better next time. And again, a big thank you to Nate Stewart for his help with this week's video. Could not have done it without him. Make sure you go check him out on Twitch. Drop a follow on his channel. Go follow him on Twitter as well. And you can do both of those for me if you haven't already. All of that linked down in the description below. I really do want to say thank you for your patience with things the past couple of weeks. I know it hasn't been perfect, but I feel like the Fixed Setup Oval Racing Guide is back on the right track. No pun intended, because COTA is not the right track. Big thank you to YouTube members Jazzo, McSpazzo, Franklin, Warner, and Skinny Fat Man for your support. I appreciate it very much. Have a great week of racing, everybody, and we will see you in the next Fixed Setup Oval Racing Guide.